Welcome back, everybody. Okay, we've made it to the overpass. Now, according to the instructions, we cut at the overpass section. So we're going to go ahead and lay our plaster over here, get a good cutting point. I'm just going to hold it with my finger so I know where to cut. Lay that on my little marker right here. And cut that. Then we're going to go ahead and do this final piece right here. Get as close to there, close to here. Tell you now, laying plaster here has probably been a little tedious. You got the little strings that get all over the place and move around on you. Your hands are covered in white plaster powder doing all this. Now, according to the instructions, we're supposed to wrap all the way around according to the instructions. I might have to come back, cut a little piece, put it right in there. So let's get it wet. Lay it about center waist across there. Run your plaster underneath. Underneath. So they overlap each other underneath there. Smooth it out. We'll do another piece. That right up on the edge of the last piece. And your fingers underneath. Once you get them to overlap, they stick together pretty good. And smooth it in along the sides and everything. Now I know once this stuff dries, it's kind of like concrete in a way sense. It's not as hard as concrete, so you can sand it down pretty easy. So if you have any high spots, once you get done, if you notice you got any high spots, you can also just come down and just sand it a little bit. That's what we're going to do. And I'm telling you, you get water everywhere and you make a mess. So make sure you have nothing out here that you don't want to get messy or nothing. We had to move Thomas a while ago because he was about to take a snow bath there. Now this one right here, we're looking about a little over an inch. It's a bump over an inch. So I'm going to lay it down on my marker. Get my trusty knife out. It ain't got to be precise, it's plaster. Get it wet.
Just plaster.
Put the joints up. Run across the bottom. Alright, let's go ahead while I got you here. We're going to do this part right here. Oh, probably about a ½ inch. About a ½ inch.
That's sure small.
Yeah, don't need a big piece for this one. Just the way it worked out. Edges on there. Oh yeah, that worked out good. I'm going to go ahead and lay this other little piece right here as my next section. Always remember, bumpy side up. Get it butted up against this piece. Stretch it out. Try to keep your edges nice and straight. Push it out to the edges first. Like that. Smooth your sides down. Get your hand good and wet. Smear it on. Now I do advise, make sure that your styrofoam is good and clean before you start laying this stuff down, because you don't want no little glue strings or little beads of styrofoam. You'll feel them. Then you have to pull the plaster back up and start all over with that section of plaster cloth. So, and there you have it. We're going to go ahead and pause the video, and we're going to come out to right here, and we'll be back with you soon. Till then. Alright, welcome back, guys. Welcome back. Okay, I went ahead and mixed me up a little bit of plaster. I just maybe a tablespoonful, just because, like I said, it was just right here, just in these little sections right in here. It was no big deal. Didn't have to make a whole batch or make more than we needed or anything. But we got it done, and as you can see, the holes are all filled in. Everything looks better now. Sure didn't want to see a bunch of little holes in my layout, because I mean, that is there. It is not going away unless you fill it in with other plaster. It's been a couple hours now. Still cool, damp, but it is solid. It is solid. I say this time tomorrow we'll be ready to do any little sanding we might have to do or anything. Smooth it up, make sure our road bed's going to go down nice and smooth. See a little bit of a hump right here, just a little hump. Once that dries, it'll be ready to sand. And you see right there where I already put the plaster. See, I made it a little bit drier. I didn't make it as wet. It's already dried up. A little damp, but it's not as damp as this is. Over here again, looks good. Also went back, any places where styrofoam was visible, like right in here, I'll put a little bit of plaster down in there. Just make sure I got a good smooth and somewhere to paint to. You don't want to paint the styrofoam, you want to paint the plaster. The paint will not absorb as much in the plaster. You put it on the styrofoam, it's going to absorb more. So that's why I went ahead and any places where there was styrofoam on the edges. I ain't worried about down the center, and that's going to be covered with a road bed. Like I said, that spot right there, I wasn't worried about that. Like again, it's inside the tunnel area. But now if that was over here, we need to come back and fill that in with plaster, because you go putting your ballast and grass and all that coming up to the road bed, that ain't gonna work. I am going to do the tunnel liners, the Woodland Scenic Tunnel Liner Kit. So when we go into our tunnels, through the tunnel port, you won't have this big blocky opening on both sides, because once we start doing the tunnel walls for this, that holds all the supports and everything for putting our newspaper boundings in there, everything. I've seen a couple on YouTube, and I see one at another place. It didn't look good. I mean, it's just, you got the tunnel port, that's beautiful and everything, but then you can see down in there. Then they got to paint all this black. Well, we're going to do the tunnel liners, and from this side, if you're looking down this side, I'll probably go back maybe 2 of them. And then on this side, we might go back 3. Then again, I'm not going to be accessing from this side, so this side will be glued down. Then this side will be able to, when I can open up this hatch right here, I can lift it up in there enough to reach in there and get it out. Just in case there's any derailments, track cleaning, stuff like that. But we just want to try to make it look as nice as we can. You'll see this one pretty good from this angle, but that and back there now, you're not going to see that much. So not too much worried about this side. But over there towards the wall, we're definitely going to put at least 1 or 2 in there. I think they're like 3 inches or 4 inches wide. And all you're going to do once you get the plaster dries and set, you take a piece of plaster cloth, dab it down in the water just like you would on that, and you run it across the top of it, and that becomes your hinge. And it binds them two pieces together up top like so. And I think that's going to be great. So guys, ladies, we'll see you again soon. Hopefully we'll get this dried out tomorrow, and tomorrow evening I'll work a couple hours on it, and maybe we'll get a little road bed glued down. Until then, keep model railroading. Bye bye.